Passionate slang tonight as the rose goes from limb to limb. Fingertip to painted lip, she sways her way up to him. Buy this car to drive to work to pay for this car. Buy this car to drive to work.
Welcome to Yellow Brick Road. I'm Jordan. This is James. And today we're going to talk about Pete Buttigieg. If I said that right. He's one of these candidates we saw ahead of Tulsi Gabbard in the polls.
Pete.
Yes. PNP. But first, please consider donating to Devon's Journey to Recovery. The link is in the description box and the website is in the intro to this video. Click that link, folks. Open your wallets up, take that credit card out, or debit card, punch in the numbers, and donate. Any amount will help. $1, $20, $100. Any amount helps. Devon's Journey to Recovery. GoFundMe link in the description. Okay. So yesterday, I was curious of the polls for some reason, where the candidates are in the Democratic primary for 2020. And there's names there that I don't recognize. Like this guy, Pete Buttigieg. And in my mind, I figured the top 3 or 4 spots would be, maybe it's my bias, but the top 3 or 4 spots in any poll would be like Bernie number 1, probably like Elizabeth Warren number 2, Andrew Yang number 3, and Tulsi number 4. Just me guessing on what the society's thinking.
I thought Tulsi would be above. In the beginning, I thought Tulsi would be ahead of Yang.
She needs more coverage, right? Yang has that out of nowhere case.
I mean, but before that.
Yeah, well, if you're asking my personal poll, it would be Tulsi, Bernie.
Yeah.
I don't care about the rest, to be honest.
Yeah.
The rest have certain flaws that I can't agree with. And that doesn't change with Mr. Peter Buttigieg. The image we have up, what does the Democratic Party stand for? 52% is just against Trump.
Yeah. Like they could be like, complete assholes.
Yeah.
Immoral, but I don't like him though.
So they'll basically take anyone, and that's not good.
Yeah.
That is not good. That allows guys like Mr. Buttigieg to get a leg up. And then if, the corporate Democrats don't want certain people there, like a Tulsi Gabbard, they can't stop Bernie Sanders now. It's too
late.
Yeah, too late for that. But they can definitely shun Tulsi Gabbard to near the bottom of the polls for some reason. I have no idea why that's the case.
But we have Beto.
Yeah.
We have Beto
I forgot about him.
We have Beto to save us. No, but Beto is life.
He shouldn't be up there, and and maybe he released a statement on his policies, but he seems a lot like this guy.
Yeah.
Where it's like, what are your policies?
Corporations are my best friend.
Why do I have to, I know what Sanders is about. I know what Tulsi's about. I know what Andrew Yang's about. I'm sure about Elizabeth Warren, what she's about. Why do I have to, scrub the internet, with a magnifying glass to find these guys' policies?
Yeah, it's creepy.
I believe platitudes is the word.
Or was it Beto, where he was asked, hey, what's your position on this? He just wouldn't answer.
Possibly. I don't know if I've seen that. I did see a college kid.
Oh, my bad.
A college girl asked her,
my bad. That's what I was thinking of.
We don't want to hear empty platitudes. What are your actual policies?
Yeah.
And I guess he laid out some answers, but not good enough for me.
Yeah.
They should have been preached a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so one of the first things I look at when I hear about a candidate is foreign policy. That's probably my biggest issue. Let's stop blowing people up. Or economic warfare.
Yeah.
So right here we have a Fox News article. I'm going to have to enlarge that. Let's do this. God damn it.
No, no. Oh, I think you're gonna
There we go.
shrink us.
It should be readable. Alright. So, I was looking for his stance on Venezuela. So, alright, let's start there. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it says Buttigieg. Should I highlight that? Yeah, let's do it. Let's make sure I can see that.
Boy, this is gonna be interesting. By interesting, I mean, I could probably guess
Yeah,
how he. I even look at it, how he feels about Venezuela.
yeah. Alright, Buttigieg also weighed in on the tense situation in Venezuela, where disputed President Nicolas Maduro is under intense pressure, both internally and from the global community, to relinquish power amid threats from Trump to use U.S. military power to force the leader out of office. The Trump administration has imposed sanctions against the regime and backed opposition leader Juan Guaido. I always fuck his name up. Who has proclaimed himself interim president.
Yeah. Okay.
So Buttigieg responds with, I agree with the fact that Maduro has lost his legitimacy. Based on what? And he said, I think it is extremely irresponsible to talk about committing American troops to what could wind up being a proxy or war with countries that have claims on Venezuelan oil. So he's talking about Russia has interest in those areas.
Yeah.
So putting boots on the ground would be a bad thing. But he didn't say anything about the sanctions
or the Saudis lowering their oil.
Or the fake president coming in and...
Yeah, the interim president? What?
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck... I just don't understand, man. What if Japan's like, it's like live on Fox News right now. Japan's like, the interim U.S. president. Hideki Matsui. Oh.
Yeah.
Hi.
So...
It's like, what the fuck?
So if there's people watching and they're saying, well, that's not fair, this is a small quote, like, that fact should have been landed from the first words.
Yeah.
Like what? This is basically regime change war.
Yeah.
It's economic war, but it's still war.
Yeah. As well as these, like, familiar terms. Like, Maduro has lost his legitimacy.
Yeah, that's him saying Juan Guaido should be the guy.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit.
Yeah.
Also, when he says lost his legitimacy, he might be talking about the election process itself, in which Juan Guaido didn't show up to the actual election to have a chance to be voted in. Mm-hmm. Most people are saying he wouldn't be voted in, that Maduro would have won.
Yeah.
So this is very telling in just a small paragraph there. Just a few quotes, because if they asked Tulsi this, I think it would be a full answer.
Yeah.
Or even if it was a couple sentences here or there. Like, we have no business in basically setting up a coup in Venezuela, in a foreign country.
I think
we know why they're doing it.
If that question is fall, I think, Tulsi might be able to give an in-depth answer.
I'm 100% sure she can give an in-depth answer.
Yeah.
With full-on detail.
Yeah.
So he lost twice here, right? Didn't give a full-on answer. And the one he gave is fucking poor. And it sounds like it's the talking points of our intelligence services.
Well, this is
the Trump administration and John Bolton and Elliot Abrams.
This alone is enough for me to say, all right, you're not you. Goodbye.
But wait, there's more.
Really? There's more for me to dislike this man? In his attempt to become...
Hopefully you guys can see that. I'll highlight
leader of the free world?
So... Okay, so this is from PBS. They asked him like a series of questions with answers people are probably going to want to hear. Mm-hmm. Here's continuing with the foreign policy. That's not a great highlight. Let's see.
Me?
Could the viewer read that?
Yeah. How do you say his name? Buttigieg?
Yeah. Let's go with that. That should be able to be read. Alright. So, alright. Foreign policy supports pulling troops out of Afghanistan. Buttigieg says his experience serving as a naval intelligence officer in Afghanistan helped shape his views on American policy in the Middle East. Now you'd expect something good to follow that, right?
I would hope so.
It's like, what?
I would hope.
Why are we here? What happened? All right. Like other 2020 Democratic candidates, he has criticized Trump for conducting foreign policy by tweet. That's absolutely fucking irrelevant.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck? Who gives a shit? Shouldn't the president be talking directly to people anyways?
Yeah.
But whatever. Buttigieg supports pulling troops out of Afghanistan, but has criticized Trump's plans to withdraw from Syria.
Shill.
Yeah.
Shill fucking alarm's going off, you know.
I think everyone was already like, we're done in Afghanistan anyways.
Yeah.
We're getting ready to pull out. So supporting that doesn't mean much. But withdrawing from Syria?
I just read the other thing.
Yeah, we'll get there. Criticizing Trump's plans to withdraw from Syria. How are you a progressive? How'd you take the name progressive?
I thought Jimmy Dore was a progressive.
Yeah, I thought Jimmy Dore was a progressive.
You know, like the ideal.
Yeah.
Just like, you know, Ron Paul is like the ideal, like, Republican.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're probably a Republican in the truest sense of the, you know, of what it's supposed to represent.
Yeah. If
this dude's probably one of those guys that are basically, I'm only this because I put the name down so that way I could fool you fuckers into voting for me. Where I really am, I'm for corporations and whatnot.
Yeah.
Fuck all you.
I mean, us having troops in Syria, if the point was to fight ISIS, I think the more we tone down in those areas, ISIS has been going away. That's what it seems like to me.
Not only that, funding them.
That's what I mean. Us pulling back in areas of Syria, right, whether financially or militarily. It's like, well, they have the Syrian government, you have Iran, you have Russia, all focused on ISIS, rather than, no, we got to work on these Al Qaeda guys and Al Nusra guys that are being funded by the U.S.
Yeah.
Like now they can't just go after ISIS. They have to focus on these side missions.
Or funding, you know, giving money or specific army equipment to other countries, and then they give those equipment or funds to another group. So it's like, it's a lot of farming equipment you're giving.
Yeah.
Giving some of these dudes, huh?
So if his claim is about fighting ISIS, I think that's a poor one. I'm not an expert, but that seems like a poor argument.
Imagine 10,000 new age lawnmowers.
Yeah.
What is it? It's a flamethrower. Like.
Also, I remember seeing a story of Syria celebrating that ISIS is done with in their country.
Yeah.
And maybe
not for long.
Maybe Buttigieg is using this as some sort of political point for him to win on. Like, see, we didn't get rid of ISIS for real, so yeah, boo Trump.
This is just exposing by itself.
For a guy saying it's not that we shouldn't be focusing on just winning against Trump, so far his standards seem to be leaning towards just trying to win against Trump in a corporate democratic way or military industrial complex democratic way.
If you say a corporate Democrat, I'm automatically going to assume that you're all for like those the military industrial complex.
I should say neoliberal. That would make it
neoliberal
because it's like neocon.
Yeah.
All right, and then there's the last sentence here.
Let me read it.
Go ahead.
He has also said Iran poses the greatest threat to Israel in the Middle East. How appropriate.
I'll read that normally.
Oh, all right. he has also said Iran poses the greatest threat to Israel in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Fucking killer.
Well,
this is enough to go.
If they're both foreign nations, why do you favor one over the other?
Yeah, no. Not only that,
And I could see why, but at the same time, we were the ones who propped up the theocratic nature of Iran in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So I would sort of bring that up as a caveat to
it's like
to why Iran would be bad.
Iran is surrounded. Do you really fucking think?
Yeah.
They pose the greatest threat to them. Yeah, and you know what else? Like what?
This alone would eliminate most Democratic candidates, and I'm thinking it does. I'm guessing polls are bullshit. I'm guessing the donation, like the 65,000 individual donations, I think that's bullshit too.
Yeah.
I think a lot of these things are set up to have certain voices there and to push other voices down.
Mm-hmm. Like, this is enough for me to go, fuck you, goodbye, get out.
Yeah.
Even if he was for Medicare for all.
You're killing my next little setup.
What?
You're killing my setup.
I know you're going to read that.
I was.
Listen. The studies show that, my genetics are superior in every way possible. Fucking back that. All right, go ahead.
It's like, listen, even if, Batman gets painted as the bad guy at the end of the movie, he escapes, barely escapes from the police at the end. Oh, did I ruin the movie?
It doesn't work here.
All right, so
It doesn't.
It's not only foreign policy, the first thing I look at, because we're talking about killing people, dead people.
Yeah.
Creates other problems like immigration or terrorism. We also let's look at some domestic things like healthcare. I consider that important too, because in a way I'm thinking that's killing us, domestic. Make sure it's on screen. I got it. So, yeah, healthcare would be a big one. Other things that these guys will probably never talk about, which is like universal basic income or free college. They have to they have to bring up healthcare as a topic. These candidates that I think are basically shills, or they happen to believe in these things, so they get propped up.
Mm.
They have to talk about healthcare because I think most of the country wants universal healthcare in whatever form it takes. Or without the insurance companies, I would think. But Buttigieg says on healthcare, support single payer. I don't know if that's true. Let's read what he says though. Buttigieg says he's all for a single payer healthcare system. Okay. Not. See, just on the first sentence, he's all for it, rather than he wants single payer healthcare.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Period. Not. I'm all for it.
No, ready?
But
No, I know it's funny, right? It's like, I'm all for it. Period.
But he has said he wouldn't immediately jump to single payer from the current system. Instead, Buttigieg would first implement an all-payer rate setting, a system that would not eliminate private insurance companies.
If we had a lot of money, that'd help us,
So as I believe Jimmy Dore says, it's a Band-Aid with another Band-Aid, with another wrap, with a wrap, with a wrap, with a wrap, with a wrap. Instead of, let's just fix it.
What I meant by that was
Let's diagnose it. Let's fix it.
As far as from what I'm seeing here, it's like, is this like a pseudo solution? Like,
Yeah.
I think it's kind of obvious what we could do here. Medicare for all. If you want a new pair of titties, you can go towards this private insurance.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean? Like, is that the word we want for it? Private insurance, or what was it?
Private.
Private?
If
That's what you want to call it, just private insurance, or?
Well, you want Medicare for all, right?
Mm.
and then an option for private insurance. Like you want your tits done or something.
Yeah.
If it's a non-emergency medical situation or like a must-have, then you can have private insurance.
Seems completely reasonable to me.
Yeah, why not? It'll just downsize the private insurance companies.
But what about all those jobs?
Yeah.
Where all those people work? You can work in the new system.
These are
Pretty simple.
shill-like, Cory Booker-sounding, Tim Pool-sounding answers. Like you're just finding a reason to not have single payer.
Yeah.
And it's kind of weak to me. It's like we're not like political experts, but it's like, why not go right to the best possible thing?
Like,
is that feasible? It's like, I don't know. Think about everyone gets unicorns and can fly. It's like, let's start there and then work backwards.
Just imagine.
Like, okay, that's not possible. What's the next best thing?
Like this dude's given the podium, but then he realizes he's in the wrestling ring, and Goldberg's music plays. He's like, "You're next." Spears him.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're a show. You're next, buddy.
These other things look like
Thinks
typical.
NAFTA resulted in significant job losses.
That'd be a good point.
Guns supports universal background checks. Climate change thinks climate change is a national security threat. Supports the Paris Climate Accord.
Those are more of the standard.
Yeah.
They're all gonna have these type of answers.
Yeah.
Type
Immigration supports a pathway to citizenship for undocumented immigrants.
Yeah. These sound like the
Prototypical.
yeah. Probably leaning towards SJW land that will make up the majority of his votes. I think. Anything else to say? I mean,
Well, maybe
yeah.
maybe
Chief Palpatine might have something to say. Love to have Mr.
how do you say his name?
Buttigieg.
on the stage to make sure we take away attention from Mrs. Tulsi Gabbard. That is sad.
Or any legitimate candidate. Guys that could have been there but won't get the support because they start throwing these type of guys in there.
I mean, look at him. He was the one who just had the show with Bill Maher, right?
Yeah.
You'll pay for your lack of faith.
Yeah, Darth Sidious would love to have a guy like this, distracting people from the actual. I'm all for single payer.
Yeah.
Hey, how about Medicare for all? I'm all for single payer.
Yeah.
Like, get him out of here. Goodbye.
The point is, I don't see anything special about the guy as far as policy goes, and he's somehow ahead of Tulsi Gabbard in the polls. The polls I saw, they could have changed, or I could have read the wrong thing, but the polls I saw, he's ahead of her, and he has nothing unique or crazy about his policy. I think the best thing going for him is that he's gay, right?
I was gonna wait till you said it.
That he's gay and he was in the military or something.
He's better.
Other than that,
Well, you know what I mean. That means he's special.
and we're not dick riding Tulsi. It's just some of her positions are so unique in this class, also detailed.
Yeah.
And she seems to be getting a lot of things right.
Yeah.
A lot of important things correct in detail.
Her as well as Bernie. I'm not voting for them.
Yeah, I'm not voting for.
I'm not voting for anybody.
Yeah.
But the point is, it's let's separate bullshit,
When I hear a candidate say they lied us into a war,
Yeah.
or we were supporting the moderate rebels in Syria,
Yeah.
or Venezuela looks like a coup.
Yeah.
When you hear a candidate do that, that's a unique thing that should stand the fuck out. Whether she's right or wrong about it, it's like, I should look more into that. Yet somehow,
some way, it just doesn't.
and that's why people were
out.
This is why people were so disappointed in the Young Turks, because you're supposed to be this independent thing.
Yeah.
And you're not supposed to follow the mainstream narrative of basically smears against Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah, they're sellouts.
And I know they're going to save face and say, we weren't smearing her. These are important questions. Yeah, they're important questions, but the things she gets right, you're not propping them up either.
No, you're not,
These are very
you're
unique.
not propping up what makes her unique as far as a candidate.
Who else has her foreign policy? Who else has that in the class?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know their names. No, nobody that's like top 10 on the poll. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bernie doesn't.
I don't think Bernie's willing to say we funded moderate rebels.
Nah, he's a bitch.
I don't know if he's willing to say a coup in Venezuela. Maybe he calls Maduro a dictator.
Yeah, that's why. You know, by the way, he also went with the whole. I'm calling him a bitch because he went with the whole Russia thing.
The Russiagate shit.
And he also called Assad Assad
Yeah.
a dictator.
So did Tulsi.
Yeah, so I'm like, fuck. That's the first thing I heard from her. I'm like, oh, fuck her.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I don't care where you
Granted,
are.
I think
Don't care.
I understand why she did it.
Don't
but
care. Don't make
at the same
it,
time,
don't make it better.
that's what it is. All right, that's it from us. Please subscribe if you like. Always comment, agree, disagree. You can give us more information on this guy because I don't plan on looking up anymore. We may do a live stream where we have this guy's name in it.
Yeah.
Maybe do that and then hear information from you guys.
He is strong with the dark side of the force.
Yeah, if you're
Yes.
if you're subscribed, please hit the notification thing because it'll let you know when we go live.
Yeah.
We got our live streaming back, so we'll be going live more often, and you're gonna want to know about it
The Sith will
because we
rule
want to hear
once
from
again.
you.
Yes.
That's what they're for, to hear from you, other than the UFCs or breaking news. That's just us jumping on a story quick. But all right. Please donate to Devon's Journey to Recovery. The link is in the description box. The GoFundMe account. Click that link. Read the story. See what it's all about. And then donate. It's helping out one of our subscribers and his wife because we don't have free health care. They need help paying medical bills.
Free healthcare is a path to destruction.
So please help them out and donate to Devon's Journey to Recovery. Link in the description box. And with that said, give this video a Weasley thumbs. What's his name? Assidious thumbs down.
It's like,
Give a video a thumbs down.
Say you wanna get in.